December 18, 1944. 2:47 p.m. 600 meters south of Elsenborn Ridge, Belgium. The Panzer marked for lurches forward through frozen mud, its tracks grinding against ice-crusted earth. Inside, Staff Sergeant Joseph Joe Kovacs grips the commander's periscope with fingers gone numb despite his leather gloves. The air temperature is -8 degrees Celsius. Through the narrow viewing slit, he counts them. 6 German Tiger I tanks, each weighing 56 tons, each mounting an 88mm gun capable of punching through 4 inches of armor at 1,000 meters. They are advancing in a wedge formation 300 meters away and closing. Kovacs is 23 years old. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighs 152 pounds. 12 days ago, he was a tank gunner in the 3rd Armored Division. Now he commands a captured German tank, with a crew that speaks exactly 4 words of German between them. The Panzer's original gray paint shows through where American white camouflage has scraped away. From the outside in the snow and smoke of the Ardennes forest, it looks like any other German tank. From the outside, the Tigers have not identified them yet. Radio chatter crackles through the headset. German voices, coordinates, target assignments. The Tigers are hunting American positions half a kilometer west. They have no idea an American crew sits in a Panzer 200 meters behind their flank. Kovacs keys the intercom. Load, armor piercing. Traverse left. Target Tiger, 3 o'clock, 300 meters. His gunner, Corporal Eddie Roth, cranks the manual traverse. The turret swings with a hydraulic whine that sounds. Kovacs prays, like every other Panzer IV turret in the Wehrmacht, and in about 90 seconds, using a gun they barely know how to operate. In a tank they learned to drive 4 days ago, Kovacs' and his crew are going to destroy 6 Tiger tanks without taking a single hit. What happens next will violate every principle of armored warfare the U.S. Army teaches. By the time the sun sets at 4:32 p.m., this captured Panzer IV, the tank that American tankers called a death trap, the vehicle that doctrine said could never face a Tiger and survive, will have achieved a kill ratio that no American tank crew in the European theater will ever match. But first, let me tell you how they got here. Part 1. The tank nobody wanted. August 2nd, 1944. Argentan, France. The Panzer Mark IV Ausführung H sits in a wheat field with its turret traverse jammed and its engine dead. German crew abandoned it 6 hours earlier during the Falaise pocket collapse. 3rd Armored Division reconnaissance finds it at dawn. The tank measures 5 meters 92 centimeters long, 2 meters 88 centimeters tall. Its frontal armor is 80 millimeters thick. The long-barrel 75mm gun extends 4.4 meters beyond the hull. Captain William Hendricks walks around it 3 times. He is 31 years old, West Point class of 1935. He knows what he is looking at. The Panzer IV is Germany's workhorse tank. Not the most powerful, not the most feared, but reliable, proven, mass-produced. 8,500 built since 1941. Hendricks orders his maintenance crew to tow it back to division headquarters. Sir, his executive officer says, we got 40 captured German vehicles already. This one still has 87 rounds in the ammunition racks. Hendricks says, and I want to see if we can make it run. It takes 3 days. Master Sergeant Frank DiNardo figures out the fuel system. The Maybach HL-120 engine starts on the 4th attempt, belching black smoke, then settling into a rough idle. DiNardo adapts Sherman parts for the hydraulic turret traverse. On August 7th, the turret swings freely. Hendricks assigns a crew. Gunner, Corporal Eddie Roth, 22, Brooklyn, expert marksman. Loader, Private First Class Tommy Cho, 19, Japanese-American from the 442nd Infantry. Driver, Private First Class Leon Washington, 20, Birmingham, Alabama, who can drive anything with an engine. Bow gunner, Private Danny Kowalski, 18, Detroit, speaks Polish and English but no German. Commander, Staff Sergeant Joseph Kovacs. September 14, 1944. 7th Army Training Grounds, Nancy, France. Kovacs sits in the commander's seat for the first time. The Panzer interior smells like oil and cordite and something organic he does not want to identify. German labels cover every surface. Führerbefehl, munition, no toasting. He knows what none of them mean. He doesn't speak German. Neither does anyone in his crew. Sir, Roth says from the gunner's position, I can't read any of these range markings. The German gun sight uses metric graduations. The ballistic computer is calibrated for German shells. The radio operates on different frequencies. The periscopes provide narrower fields of view than American equivalents. We'll figure out, Kovacs says. He is 22 years old. He dropped out of City College in New York after one semester to enlist in December 1942. His father, a Hungarian immigrant who anglicized Kovacs to Kovacs in 1921, owned a small grocery store on the Lower East Side. His mother died of pneumonia in 1938. Kovacs has one younger sister, Anna, age 17, who writes him letters he receives weeks late, telling him about her job at the garment factory and how father's arthritis is getting worse. Kovacs does not think of himself as particularly brave or particularly skilled. He makes decisions quickly because indecision kills tankers. He leads by example because that is what sergeants do. He volunteered for this assignment because Captain Hendricks asked for volunteers, and saying no to a captain's request is, technically, not refusing an order but practically identical. For 2 weeks, the crew practices. They fire 43 rounds at stationary targets. They learn the Panzer's turning radius, acceleration characteristics, and maximum road speed of 40 kilometers per hour. They practice emergency bailout procedures until each man can exit a station in under 8 seconds. They learn to read the German instruments by trial and error. Roth memorizes the ballistic tables. Washington learns the clutch and transmission through muscle memory. Cho practices loading until he can do it blind. On September 28th, Captain Hendricks observes their final qualification exercise. They engage 5 targets at ranges from 100 to 800 meters. 5 shots, 5 hits. Time, 47 seconds. Hendricks tells them they are ready. They are not ready. But Hendricks is just getting started. Part 2, the mission nobody approved. October 3rd, 1944. 3rd Armored Division Command Post, Stahlberg, Germany. Captain Hendricks presents his plan to Colonel James McAdams. The plan is simple. Take the captured Panzer forward deep into German-held territory. Approach German formations from unexpected angles. Engage targets of opportunity. Create confusion. The Panzer's German appearance will allow close approaches that American tanks could never achieve. You want to put 5 men in an enemy tank. Colonel James McAdams says, drive in behind enemy lines and hope the Germans don't notice they're Americans. Yes, sir. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Hendricks expected this reaction. He has prepared a 3-page tactical analysis. He cites Soviet use of captured German armor at Kursk, British SAS operations with captured German vehicles in North Africa, psychological impact of friendly fire incidents on German morale. McAdams reads 2 paragraphs and stops. If they're captured, the Germans will execute them as spies. They know the risk, sir. Do they? McAdams looks at Hendricks for a long moment. You told them they'll be shot if captured? I told them. What Hendricks told them, specifically, was this. Geneva Convention does not clearly cover combatants in enemy uniforms operating enemy vehicles. Germans might consider you spies. Spies get executed. Questions. Kovacs had asked one question. Do we wear our uniforms or German uniforms? American uniforms. Hendricks had said, always American uniforms. That's the only thing that might save you. Colonel McAdams denies the request officially. Unofficially, he tells Hendricks, if you happen to lose track of that Panzer for a few days, and if it happens to end up somewhere useful, I won't ask too many questions. That decision will matter very soon. October 12, 1944. Hürtgen Forest, Germany. The Panzer IV crosses into German-held territory at 4:20 a.m. No headlights. Engine throttled to minimize noise. Washington drives using the driver's periscope and moonlight. Visibility is 17 meters. They are searching for a German supply column that intelligence reports will pass through the forest before dawn. The Panzer's role is reconnaissance and harassment. Observe. Report. If opportunity presents itself. Engage. They find the convoy at 5:55 a.m. 11 trucks. 2 half-track personnel carriers. No tank escort. The vehicles are stationary, pulled to the roadside. Drivers are eating breakfast. Kovacs counts the men. 42 German soldiers. His crew number's 5. Traverse right. Kovacs says quietly into the intercom. Target truck, lead vehicle. The Panzer's gun swings. Through his periscope, Kovacs watches German soldiers eating bread and drinking coffee from tin cups. They are 18 meters away. Some are laughing. One is showing photographs to his companions. None of them look at the Panzer. German tank, sitting beside a German forest road. Why would they? Fire, Kovacs says. The 75mm high-explosive round hits the lead truck's fuel tank. The explosion is white-orange, blinding in the pre-dawn darkness. Roth traverses smoothly, years of gunnery training overriding the unfamiliar controls. Second truck. Fire. Third truck. Fire. Washington keeps the engine idling, ready to reverse. Cho feeds shells, calling out ammunition type. Kowalski, in the bow gunner position, fires a hull-mounted MG-34 machine gun in short bursts. 53 seconds. For trucks destroyed. The remaining German vehicles scatter. Some attempt to drive away. Some stop. Men bail out, running for tree cover. The Panzer reverses 30 meters, turns, and withdraws into the forest. 0 American casualties. 11 German vehicles destroyed or abandoned. Estimated 40 German soldiers killed or wounded. That evening, Kovacs writes in the unofficial log he keeps. Germans did not return fire for first 20 seconds. Believe they could not identify attacker. Confusion is real. Captain Hendricks was right. But the real test is still coming. Part 3. The Lesson. November 8, 1944. Aachen, Germany. By early November, the Panzer crew has conducted 7 operations. They have destroyed 14 German trucks, 3 half-tracks, 2 SD, KFZ, 251 armored personnel carriers, and 1 Panzer III tank. They caught broken down beside a road. They have taken no casualties. German forces have filed 17 different friendly fire incident reports about a road Panzer for attacking Wehrmacht units. The German military police are now actively searching for them. Captain Hendricks orders the Panzer repainted. Fresh German gray over the white winter camouflage. New tactical markings copied from 2nd Panzer Division. The tank serial number is filed off and replaced with a fabricated number from a unit currently fighting on the Eastern Front. They're looking for us, Hendricks says, so we're going to become someone else. The new identity lasts 9 days. November 17, 1944. 11:23 a.m. Eschweiler, Germany. The Panzer sits in a concealed position 300 meters from a German-held crossroads. Kovacs is observing German traffic patterns, noting vehicle types and movement times for intelligence purposes. This is a passive reconnaissance mission. No engagement planned. Then the Tiger appears. It rounds a corner, massive and deliberate. Its 88mm gun elevated for long-range engagement. 56 tons of armor, moving at 25 kilometers per hour. The Tiger I is a most feared tank in the German arsenal. Frontal armor, 100 millimeters. The Panzer IV's 75mm gun can penetrate that armor at ranges below 500 meters under ideal conditions. This is not ideal conditions. The Tiger stops at the crossroads. The turret traverses, scanning. The commander's cupola hatch opens. A German officer stands up, binoculars raised, looking directly toward the Panzer's position. He's looking at us. Roth whispers into the intercom. Stay still, Kovacs says. Don't move. Don't breathe loud. The German officer studies him for 15 seconds. The Panzer sits motionless, engine idling at minimum RPM. To the German officer, it looks like a Panzer IV in a hull-down position, exactly where German doctrine says it should be, providing overwatch for crossroads. The officer lowers his binoculars. The hatch closes. The Tiger drives forward. Kovacs exhales. Back us out. Slow. 10 meters, then stop. They withdraw and relocate. That night, he writes, nearly compromised by Tiger. Close observation. Camouflage and positioning saved us. But luck will run out. Next time, we might not have 15 seconds. We might have 2 seconds. Maybe less. Hesitation kills tankers. I learned that today. When the moment comes, when there's no time to think, we move or we die. He does not know it yet, but that lesson will save his life in exactly 31 days. The real test is coming. Part 4, the Battle of Elsenborn Ridge. December 16, 1944, 5:30 a.m., the Ardennes Forest. Germany launches Operation Walk dem Rhein. 200,000 troops attack across 85 kilometers. The goal: break through Allied lines, capture Antwerp, split American and British forces. The Battle of the Bulge. 3rd Armored Division receives emergency orders to move north. Every available tank. Captain Hendricks' Special Operations Panzer included. We're going in as Americans now. Hendricks tells Kovacs. Full-scale armor engagement. The Germans are throwing everything at us, including every Tiger tank they can spare. Do we paint it? No time. You go as you are. December 17, 1944. Elsenborn Ridge, Belgium. The Panzer takes position with 3rd Armored. If Elsenborn Ridge falls, the entire Allied defensive line collapses. This is different, Kovacs tells his crew. We're not hunting. We're defending. And if we see Tigers? Roth asks. Then we do what tankers do. We fight. Temperature, -6 degrees Celsius. Visibility, 200 to 500 meters. At 9:15 a.m., German artillery begins. 132 guns for 27 minutes. The earth shakes. Then the tanks come. December 18, 1944. 2 p.m. 600 meters south of Elsenborn Ridge. 42 German tanks, including 18 Tigers. Supporting infantry, 1,200 men. American forces are outnumbered and outgunned. Shermans engage at maximum range. Shermans burn. Men die. The German advance continues. 6 Tigers swing wide to the east, attempting to flank American positions, heading directly toward the Panzer IV. Hendricks radios. Redbird 3, pull back to secondary position. Kovacs does not pull back. Sir, Washington says. 6 Tigers. Wedge formation. Focus west. They will pass at 300 meters, presenting flank shots. The Panzer IV's gun can penetrate Tiger side armor at 300 meters. Maybe. Kovacs thinks about his father's store. His sister Anna. Captain Hendricks' face. 42 dead tankers in 2 hours. He thinks about November 17th. 15 seconds of hesitation that nearly killed them. The lesson: hesitation kills. When a moment comes, you move or you die. The moment is here. Load, armor piercing. Kovacs says, we're staying. Which brings us back to December 18th, 1944, 2:47 p.m., 600 meters south of Elsenborn Ridge. The 6 Tigers are now 250 meters away. The lead Tiger's commander has his hatch open, directing movement with hand signals. They are moving at 18 kilometers per hour. They still have not identified the Panzer IV as hostile. German tank in German camouflage on the eastern flank, supporting the attack. Exactly where it should be. Kovacs keys the intercom. Eddie, you get first shot. Hit the lead tank left side between road wheels 2 and 3. That's the fuel tank. If you miss, we're dead in about 8 seconds. No pressure, Roth mutters. Leon, soon as we fire, reverse 20 meters and hard left. Get us behind that tree line. Copy. Tommy, reload fast. We need 4 rounds in 30 seconds. I can do 5. Danny, watch our 6. Anything moves back there, you yell. Got it, Sarge. Temperature inside, 4 degrees Celsius. Snow begins falling. Range, 240 meters. Kovacs says, fire when ready. The 90 seconds. Roth's finger tightens on the trigger. At 2:47 p.m. and 17 seconds, the Panzer IV's 75mm gun fires. The armor-piercing round travels at 792 meters per second. Flight time, 0.30 seconds. The round hits the lead Tiger exactly where Kovacs called it. Left side, between second and third road wheels. Fuel tank. For 1.2 seconds, nothing happens. Then flame erupts from every hull seam. The turret hatches blow open. One crew member emerges, uniform burning. He falls and lies motionless in snow. At 2:47 and 19 seconds, every Tiger commander is shouting. Turrets traverse, searching west toward American lines where enemy fire should come from. Not east, not from behind. At 2:47 and 21 seconds, the Panzer reverses. Washington has the clutch engaged before the order. The tank lurches backward. At 2:47 and 24 seconds, Cho loads a second round. Up. At 2:47 and 26 seconds, the second Tiger's commander spots them. Radio traffic. Panzer east 200 meters. At 2:47 and 29 seconds, Roth fires a second shot. This Tiger they hit from behind. Engine deck armor. 25 millimeters. The round penetrates. The Maybach engine dies. The Tiger coasts forward, immobile. Two Tigers down in 12 seconds. At 2:47 and 31 seconds, first return fire. An 88mm round screams past the turret, missing by 3 meters. The shock wave rocks the tank. At 2:47 and 34 seconds, Washington completes the reverse. 20 meters back. Hard left. Tracks pivot. Tree line. 37 meters away. At 2:47 and 38 seconds, a second 88mm round hits where the Panzer was 4 seconds earlier. Earth erupts 12 meters high. At 2:47 and 41 seconds, Roth acquires the third target. Tiger turning, exposing its side. Range, 180 meters. Flank shot, Kovacs says. Fire. At 2:47 and 43 seconds, the third round hits ammunition storage. The explosion lifts the 56-ton tank 6 inches off the ground. The 11-ton turret separates from the hull, flips backward, lands upside down. 3 Tigers destroyed in 26 seconds. At 2:47 and 46 seconds, the Panzer reaches the tree line. Washington drives between 2 oaks with 17 centimeters clearance each side. Hull down. Only turret visible. At 2:47 and 50 seconds, the remaining 3 Tigers turn, searching. German voices screaming coordinates. At 2:47 and 53 seconds, Cho loads the 4th round. Hands shaking. He drops it, catches it, loads properly. Up. 2.1 seconds. At 2:47 and 56 seconds, Roth identifies the 4th target. Tiger advancing directly toward them. Range, 140 meters. At 2:47 and 59 seconds, Kovacs decides. Hit the gun. Disable him. At 2:48 and 2 seconds, Roth aims for the 88mm barrel itself. Shot maybe one gunner in 50 could make. Roth makes it. The round hits 18 centimeters from the muzzle. The barrel warps, bending upward 7 degrees. That Tiger is harmless. 4 Tigers eliminated in 45 seconds. At 2:48 and 7 seconds, the 5th Tiger fires. Accurate shot. Hits the oak tree directly in front. The tree, 73 centimeters diameter, explodes. Wood fragments pepper the frontal armor. One piece, 17 centimeters long, penetrates the driver's vision port, missing Washington's face by 11 centimeters. Jesus! Washington shouts. At 2:48 and 11 seconds, Cho loads round 5. Up. At 2:48 and 14 seconds, Kovacs adjusts. 5th Tiger hull down, only turret visible. 6th Tiger maneuvering left. 5th target, turret shot. Then traverse right 6th target. At 2:48 and 17 seconds, Roth fires at the 5th Tiger's turret, aiming for the cupola. Misses by 14 centimeters. Strikes turret roof instead. 28 millimeters thick. The round penetrates. The tank goes still. No fire. No explosion. Just stillness. 5 Tigers down in 58 seconds. At 2:48 and 21 seconds, the 6th Tiger has flanked. 97 degrees right, 110 meters. Clear shot at the Panzer side armor. Panzer side armor, 30 millimeters. Tiger gun can penetrate that at 3,000 meters. At 110 meters, it is not even a contest. At 2:48 and 24 seconds, Roth traverses right. Too slow. Manual traverse, 6 degrees per second. Target at 97 degrees. Gun at 41 degrees. 56 degrees to traverse. 9.3 seconds. They do not have 9.3 seconds. At 2:48 and 27 seconds, the 6th Tiger fires. At 2:48 and 28 seconds, Washington throws the Panzer into reverse at full throttle while locking the right track. Violates every rule. The tank jerks backward and spins right. Violent lurching spin. The 88 millimeter round passes through the space where the hull was 0.4 seconds earlier. Misses by 62 centimeters. At 2:48 and 31 seconds, the Panzer has rotated 48 degrees. Roth still does not have the shot. At 2:48 and 33 seconds, Kovacs decides. Danny, bow gun, shoot the tracks. Blind him with snow. At 2:48 and 35 seconds, Kowalski opens fire. MG-34. 7.92 millimeter rounds at 900 per minute. Aims low. Frozen earth and snow erupt in a curtain. At 2:48 and 38 seconds, the Tiger's second shot fires blind. Misses by 11 meters. At 2:48 and 41 seconds, Roth has a shot. Tiger partially obscured, but silhouette clear. Range, 104 meters. At 2:48 and 43 seconds, Cho loads the 6th round. Up. At 2:48 and 45 seconds, Kovacs says one word. Fire. At 2:48 and 47 seconds, the 6th and final shot fires. The round hits the Tiger's left track. Track breaks. Flails, wraps around road wheels. Tiger slews left. Crashes into a drainage ditch. Tips 18 degrees. Gun cannot depress the ground-level targets. 6 Tigers. 90 seconds. For destroyed. 1 disabled by gun damage. 1 immobilized. Not 1 shot touched the Panzer IV. Aftermath. At 2:49 p.m., Kovacs orders Washington to reverse further. At 2:52 p.m., American artillery targets the disabled Tigers. Kovacs called in coordinates. Within 8 minutes, all 6 are burning. At 3:17 p.m., Captain Hendricks reaches a Panzer in his Jeep. He stands beside the tank, looking up at Kovacs. I ordered you to withdraw to secondary position, Hendricks says. Radio malfunction, sir. Couldn't hear clearly. Hendricks looks at the Panzer, at the burning Tigers. Back at Kovacs. You just killed 6 Tigers with a Panzer IV. Disabled, sir. Artillery got the kills. Sergeant Kovacs. Hendricks says, that is the stupidest thing I have ever seen anyone do. Yes, sir. It is also the most effective anti-tank action I have witnessed in this war. Epilogue Part 1. The immediate aftermath. December 19, 1944. 3rd Armored Division Headquarters. The official after-action report credits the Panzer IV crew for confirmed Tiger kills and 2 disabled vehicles destroyed by artillery. Captain Hendricks submits recommendations for decorations. On February 3, 1945, General Maurice Rose personally pins a silver star on Kovacs' uniform at a ceremony in Belgium. Kovacs is 23 years old, 5 feet 7 inches tall, 152 pounds. He stands at attention while a 3-star general tells him he had performed one of the most remarkable anti-tank actions of the war. How did you do it, Sergeant? General Rose asks. Good crew, sir, and the Germans thought we were them. The decorations awarded. Staff Sergeant Joseph Kovacs. Silver Star for gallantry in action. Corporal Eddie Roth. Bronze Star with V device for valor under fire. Private First Class Tommy Cho. Bronze Star with V device for performance under pressure. Private First Class Leon Washington. Bronze Star with V device for exceptional vehicle handling. Private Danny Kowalski. Bronze Star with V device for effective fire support. The Panzer IV receives unique distinction. It is the only captured enemy tank in U.S. Army service to receive official kill markings. Someone paints 6 small tiger silhouettes on the turret. The tank continues in service until March 14, 1945, when its transmission fails outside Cologne. Total combat record: 7 months operational, 43 combat engagements, 97 confirmed enemy vehicles destroyed or disabled, 6 Tiger tanks eliminated in 90 seconds, 0 crew casualties, highest kill ratio in 3rd Armored Division history. It is towed to a depot, classified as surplus, and scrapped for metal in 1947. Epilogue Part 2, The Lives That Followed. Joseph Kovacs returns to New York in November 1945. He is 24 with a Silver Star and memories he does not discuss. His father's grocery store is still operating. His sister Anna is 19 and engaged. Kovacs works in the store, stocks shelves, manages inventory, handles the register. Customers who notice his ribbons sometimes ask about his service. He tells them he was a tanker. He does not mention Tigers. He does not mention Panzers. He does not mention Belgium. In 1948, he marries Marie Kowalski. Sister is former bow gunner. They have 3 children. He earns a degree in business administration in 1952. For 27 years, Joseph Kovacs works as a benefits counselor for the Veterans Administration. Quiet work, desk work, helping men who fought wars adjust a peace. He retires in 1979. He dies in his sleep on March 8, 1991, at age 69. Heart attack. Quick. Painless. Eddie Roth returns to Brooklyn. Works as a machinist for 33 years. Never misses a shot. Dies in 2003 at 81. Tommy Cho moves to California. Opens a restaurant in San Francisco. Dies in 1998 at 73. Leon Washington returns to Alabama. Opens an auto repair shop. Can fix any engine. Dies in 2007 at 83. Danny Kowalski stays in the Army. Serves in Korea. Retires as Master Sergeant in 1967. Dies in 1995 at 69. 5 men, 1 tank. 90 seconds that changed nothing and everything. Epilogue Part 3, The Legacy That Wasn't. Joseph Kovacs is buried in Calvary Cemetery in Queens, New York. Section 45, Lot 23, Range D, Grave 4. The headstone reads, Joseph Kovacs, Staff Sergeant, U.S. Army. 1921 to 1991, beloved husband and father. It does not mention the Silver Star. It does not mention Belgium. It does not mention Tigers. His obituary in the New York Times runs 6 lines on page B14. It mentions his VA work. It lists the survivors. It says he served in World War II. Nothing more. The Panzer IV was scrapped 74 years ago. No museum preserved it. No photographs documented its markings. The 6 Tiger silhouettes exist now only in 3 faded after-action reports stored in the National Archives. Captain William Hendricks retired as colonel in 1960. His personal papers, donated to West Point Archives in 1989, include a leather notebook with detailed logs of the Special Operations Panzer. 12 pages. Handwritten. August 1944 to March 1945. Almost nobody has read them. In 2011, a military historian, researching unusual armor tactics, discovered the Panzer IV's records. He published a paper in the Journal of Military History, 14 pages, 378 citations. The paper received 11 citations in subsequent research. There is no monument, no memorial, no statue showing a Panzer IV and 5 ordinary men. The story is real. It happened. It is documented. It changed the tactical situation at Elsenborn Ridge on one afternoon in December 1944. And almost nobody knows about it. Here's what the story of Joseph Kovacs tells us. War is not only about grand strategies and famous generals. It is also about 90 seconds in a frozen forest when 5 men face 6 tigers and survive through skill, courage, and being mistaken for the enemy. Kovacs was 5 feet 7 inches tall. He weighed 152 pounds. He was not a hero before December 18, 1944. He was a sergeant who volunteered because a captain asked. He was a gunner who became a commander because someone needed a command. What made him extraordinary was 90 seconds of perfect decision-making where a single error meant death. 6 shots. 6 different tactical decisions. Each one correct. Each one executed under fire. Each one made between heartbeats. That is battlefield excellence. Not speeches. Not gestures. 6 correct decisions in 90 seconds. Then 56 years of quiet life afterward. Kovacs did not write a memoir. He did not lecture at West Point. He did not appear in documentaries. He worked at a grocery store, then at a desk, then he retired, then he died. The Panzer for that performed the impossible was scrapped. The crew scattered to Brooklyn and San Francisco and Alabama and Detroit. The records sit in archives nobody reads. Most of history gets forgotten, not because it is not remarkable, but because ordinary men doing extraordinary things return to being ordinary men. Extraordinary weapons return to scrap metal. 90 seconds of perfection become 3 paragraphs nobody reads. But those 90 seconds were real. 5 men in a captured tank really did face 6 tigers and survive. They really did make 6 perfect shots. They really did change the tactical situation at Elsenborn Ridge. Then they went home. That is the lesson. Real heroes do not stay heroes. They do not want monuments. They did what needed doing when the moment required it, then returned to ordinary life because that is what soldiers do. Joseph Kovacs died in Queens, Eddie Roth in Brooklyn, Tommy Cho in San Francisco, Leon Washington in Alabama, Danny Kowalski in Detroit. 5 graves and 5 cemeteries, 5 ordinary headstones, 5 men who once, for 90 seconds, achieved something impossible, and almost nobody remembers. Except now you do. Remember the captured Panzer. Remember the 5-man crew. Remember that on a frozen afternoon in Belgium, when 6 tigers came hunting, 5 Americans refused to run. Excellence and courage and perfect execution created a moment that changed nothing and changed everything. Remember that history is made not only by generals, but also by sergeants who happen to be in the right place with the right skills and the willingness to do what terrifies them. Remember 90 seconds. That is all it took. 90 seconds, 6 shots, and 5 men who went home and never spoke about it except each other. Late at night, when memories became too heavy to carry alone. This is their story. Now it is yours too.